Hey, and welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Huck Breeze. I am your host for today, and I am joined by Boba Fett, aka Darth Scott. How are you doing today, Scott?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Not as well as last week when I was undefeated, but all is well. 3-1, still sitting in a good spot. More worried about other things like injuries and things like that, but still doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm super jealous of that helmet. Like, nothing against the Darth helmet. That's cool. It's like removable, and nothing against the Rebel Alliance, pilot helmet, but
Mhm.
the Boba Fett helmet is beautiful. I'm not going to ask you the price tag on that thing, but that is amazing.
Yeah, it's a sweet one. I'm a big fan of different helmets. I mean, you
Yeah,
said, then we all, like he does. It's pretty
right.
good. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is a pretty sweet one.
That's
Like I
not
said,
your
they
log
all have
helmet,
their
is
own
it?
their own touches, their own like kind of cool features to them, though. Because I will say, like the X-wing helmet one is nice to like still be able to breathe and like see normally, a little more normal.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, just a little behind the scenes, there was like a few weeks ago where Scott was on the podcast and we were discussing something before pre-podcast, and he was just like, "I can't breathe. I have to take this off." with the Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah.
It's not a costume that you could probably wear like at a party or something like
Some
that.
people do, but I couldn't do it. It'd be too
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yes. Well. Well, we appreciate it. We enjoy your little costumes. Hey, and so that's not the losing helmet, right? You don't have something set out where it's like, if I
No,
lose, I got
no,
to wear this.
no.
Okay,
It's just different every week, so
gotcha.
depending on how I feel. This is more of a, this is a little more battle torn, I feel like, with like the,
Yeah,
the
for
blaster
sure.
marks here and stuff. It's like that was my first loss, so I took a shot. But I'm still rolling.
That's definitely
Um,
more Mandalorian Boba
mm,
versus, you know, the Episode 3 Return of the Jedi Boba.
this helmet specifically.
I mean, it just
This
looks a little
one,
bit worn, right?
yeah, no,
So,
this one is, I believe it's supposed to be Empire Strikes Back version.
oh, Empire Strikes Back. Okay.
Yeah, because he's pretty battle torn in Empire Strike. No, not no, no. Yeah, when you see him like at the Cloud City, um, in
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, another week before we get into football, we're gonna do something. Bring back an oldie but goodie. What are you drinking?
oh, I'm having a little Hendrix gin and juice, a little cran grape with topped off with a little like lemon lime soda at the end. So I'll
Wow.
just give it a little pop. But yeah, kind of a little gin and juice, a little soda on top.
I've seen you drink. Is that the same thing you've been drinking like most weeks? I see you drink it like
Yeah,
most weeks. Is that your
yeah,
go-to?
that's my go-to right now. I used to be, I had like I made a whole bar in my house, and then right after we made a bar, like I kind of stopped drinking, other than like maybe when I watch football. So it's like this is my ease into the weekend. Like I have one drink while we're doing the podcast, and then go watch Thursday night football. And yeah, but lately it's been my gin and juice. I was doing like a Vesper martini for a while, but it's really strong. It's a lot,
It
it's a lot
is.
of alcohol.
Yeah.
So the juice definitely kind of brings it down a little.
Yeah. Martinis during the week is definitely a step up in your drinking game. If you're
Now
gonna
I
do
did take
that.
tomorrow off, so I thought about it. I was
Yeah.
like, well, here's my
I have
Friday here.
tomorrow off too, which is why
Oh,
I'm like bringing
nice.
this up. Yeah, which is why
Oh,
I'm
okay. There you go.
like, okay, what are you drinking? Because usually on
Yeah.
a Thursday, I probably, if I had to get up, at 6 a.m., I probably wouldn't be drinking all that much. But yeah, no, I'm whipping out the 9.0.
Oh,
This is Tarnation. This is
what
the
in tarnation?
what in Tarnation? Yeah, this is the St. Arnold's.
Nice. I
Uh,
haven't seen that
it's
one.
it says at the bottom. I don't know if you can read it. Unreasonably strong ale. Uh,
Nice.
so at 9%, yeah, I
At
mean it's a
9%.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
mm,
doozy. That.
yeah, and you definitely get your bang for your buck on the 6 pack. I tried it because they came out with a new winter beer. that they were giving samples at, and I was like, "This
Carnation
is
and Snow.
no." So this isn't the winter beer. So the guy was giving out samples, and I was like, "This is delicious." But do you sell it in a sixer? Because I really don't want to buy like a 12. I just want a sixer,
Yeah.
And they didn't have it. But I was like, the guy was like sitting right there next to the cabinet, so I wasn't gonna try and be like, "This is delicious," and then go get something else. So I was like, let me stick to the St. Arnold's, like whatever. And
I
so
usually
got
just try it. I'm like, all right, thanks. I'm not even buying beer today. Bye.
yeah. Well, but I was buying beer, so I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Like me and Michael went to the Texas game last weekend, and
Oh, nice. Yeah. How was it?
it was great. It was a great time.
First win. That was great.
First win. Yeah. Somebody on the coach of my son's baseball team gave me some tickets, so I felt like, hey, let's get a Texans game in. They may need my help, so went and we had a good time. But yeah, I was buying some beer for that. I ended up getting garage beer. Have you tried that? Kelsey's?
No, I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, Jason Kelsey's beer.
Yeah, so it's like a lime Keystone.
Okay.
It's
I'm not a fan of the pre-limed beer. Like I wouldn't mind.
Really?
I don't mind a lime with my beer, but if it's an actual lime, I don't like the fake like pre-lime juice. No. I lime my beer. If I want lime, I lime it.
Yeah.
Like don't give me no fake lime.
No, and I can understand that. I think that so in my house, Stephanie is like the prerequisite to drinking beer now is some kind of lime. She loves to lime it herself. She limes the shit out of it, but she also loves the fake lime stuff.
I can't. No, I don't like.
And not a big fan.
It's just I feel like I can taste that it's fake. Stop trying to be real lime. You're not.
Yeah,
you're fake lime.
That's true. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's get in some football. It's week 5. You're coming off your first loss of the season. Apologies for that. And the news doesn't really get any better for you going into week 5. I'm talking about injuries.
Oh, I mean, you got quite a few cues yourself. Did anybody practice?
My God. Yeah. I got one good one. I think Nico
one good
got in. Yeah, one good blur.
Nico got a limited practice in. He did a walkthrough
I said
on the side.
6. I said 6. It's actually 7 people on my team that I was like looking for like practice news today.
I was wondering why you picked up Dortch. I was like, he's hurt.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that in the matchup why I picked up Dortch, but I'm
getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself. But let's talk about the injuries. So I made a list of injuries that have happened or of players that we drafted in the top 4 rounds. And I want you to give me the one that you think affects the team the most, damages the team the most, the fantasy team, not the NFL team, the fantasy team. Okay? Let me rattle them off here. Bucky Irving, which we don't know if Bucky's going to be long-term or short-term. Brock Purdy, Malik Neighbors, out for the year. Lamar, we don't know. CD, Mike Evans, McCarthy, Joe Burrow, or Kittle.
A lot of them, with how much it affects the team itself, especially for the quarterbacks, it's where your mind kind of draws to first. It really comes down to whether they had their backup as well and if they'd kind of deal with terrorists and if the backup's worth starting as well. Because, I mean, granted, yes, Camacho took the biggest hit with Burrow going down for the entire season. He got out from underneath the Jake Browning rock pretty quickly. And it hasn't exactly slowed him down very much at all. I mean, there's still a lot of football left to play, but you can't say it's affected him a ton because that happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is CeeDee Lamb and JJ McCarthy, are those the same team?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of explains Neal's 1 and 3.
Yeah, I was going to go with that because that's kind of huge. JJ McCarthy was expected to have a huge year, just being part of Kevin O'Connell's offense and everything. And CeeDee Lamb, obviously, you take him very high, expecting him to be a top 3 wide out throughout the season, basically. And neither one has panned out. And so I feel like that has really tarnished Neal's season in the first quarter. But again, there is still a lot of football left to play.
The only thing about Neal's team, and I'll rebuttal that a little bit, the only thing about that is that he got Carson Wentz. Okay, clutch pickup in the middle of the day to get Carson Wentz when McCarthy went down. And that might be an upgrade at quarterback. We don't know.
I just mean like from expectations of what JJ McCarthy was supposed to be preseason to what he actually is now. Yes, that is an upgrade from what he is now. But he didn't draft him. If we realistic expectations now, drafted capital would have been way lower.
Oh yeah, so. Absolutely. I'm gonna go with Purdy. Honestly,
I thought about that, but Mac Jones hasn't been playing that bad.
He's missed 2 out of the last 3 weeks, but Mac Jones hasn't been playing that bad comparatively to what Mac Jones is. It's just, I think this Purdy injury, seeing how he did not play in week 2 or 3, played in week 4, and now not playing week 5, going forward, this toe might hamper him for the rest of the season. This might be something like going on. So you look at like JJ McCarthy, and Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz perfectly healthy. You might, even if JJ McCarthy comes back, if they keep winning games, Wentz might be the quarterback, and you're set there, right? But I just think that when you drafted Purdy, you're like, okay, this is going to be a solid QB2. I don't think if you're going with Mac Jones back to Purdy, Mac Jones back to Purdy, that's not a solid QB2. You got, you don't want Mac Jones. You don't want Mac Jones.
Well, what you don't want is Mac Jones with every single one of his first string weapons out. Both wide receivers out, tight end out. You have Christian McCaffrey, yes, but that if he hands it off more than throwing screens to him and stuff like that, then it's still not helpful. So I think that's the biggest problem, is that he comes with strings attached injuries.
Right. I mean, Hedman's also 1-3, right? He's in 11th place.
Is he really?
Wow. Yeah, he's down there in points.
That's rare to hear for both Neal and Hedman being that far down early on. That is
right. Yeah.
That's a new one.
I mean, we're talking about he was a lottery pick, right? He's got Josh Allen. I mean, he started out looking like this is going to be a really good team.
Have you been circling? Have you been doing the vulture moves and trying to see if you can pick Josh Allen off his team?
No, it's virtually impossible to give up enough to get Josh Allen. And if I did, I wouldn't want to. I mean, here's the thing. When you look at strategy before the year, last few years, I've done the Josh Allen plus 5th round, 6th round, 7th round picks. I've done that 2 years in a row, and it works okay. He's one of the top 5 picks. So it's if you can get him organically, absolutely, you've got a chance. But if you're giving up your whole team for Josh Allen, it's gonna be really hard to win unless you can score some really good free agents. But yeah, for Hedman's sake, I think this is a real problem. This San Francisco. If Hedman was more of a tinkerer, I think that he's not a tinkerer. I think that he would make some pretty significant changes considering Ramondre at running back. He's lost Terry McLaurin, for a few weeks. I know he's got Aaron Rodgers going forward, but I would think that I would get out from under this San Francisco situation and just kind of cut bait. I mean, that's what I would do. So I think this is.
I agree, because I said, it's all the other injuries with it. It's not just the one, So it's a tough situation. But he's what we like to call a fantasy statue. Once he drafts his team, that's it. They're in place.
Yeah. It's discouraging to say the least. Seeing somebody who's 1-3 with 4 moves on the year. Not making some kind of scramble to do something. But Like you said, a lot of football left to play, and he's got Josh Allen, so you just never know what can happen there. But let's get into matchups this week. Are you ready for
your week 5?
All right, let's get it going. Fupa Slayer versus Last Man Standing. Speaking of Last Man Standing, before we go, let me just recap where we're at. You're whooping my ass. Okay, you are 15 and 13 on the year in picks. Yeah,
you're only 11 and 17. It's only
four games back.
Right,
so
4 games. That's not that. It's not that far off. I was going to suggest something else to make it interesting to see if you would take it. The free agents we talk about, like when we suggest free agents, if someone else other than the two of us picks them up, then you add one to this count.
No, because that's
too
easy. I want to see I want to see your deep free agent frenzies. I want to see your deep free. By the way, we need to do free agent frenzy. We're going into week 5 too fast. We need to do free agent frenzy. But so if you're doing free agent frenzy, I try to do something that maybe only I would think about. There's some that are just easy. Somebody drops somebody that should be probably started. That's easy. They're going to get them on waivers. They're going to get picked up eventually. Like, I want to see something crazy from you. But do you want me to go first on free agent frenzy, or do you want me to go first? Because you're having a little sneeze attack. My watch list, there's been a lot of injuries, so my watch list is pretty extensive. I'm going to give one that's probably pretty obvious, and that's Michael Carter. So Michael Carter gave an interview today. People are asking him, how it feels to go from the Pat Tillman position, which that's what they call their extra man on the practice squad. They give that person an award, right? It's the Pat Tillman player to on the roster. And he said, yeah, it's crazy to go from Pat Tillman to starter. And so I'm sure all the, people doing the interviews and all the press were like, starter? Like, we thought Mercado would be the starter. We thought, how do you know you're the starter? But that's news to us. And I'm probably, coach is probably like, damn it, what the fuck are you saying? But he's supposed to be the starter this week against the fourth worst defense against the run. So, yeah, I like Michael Carter this week. I think that he's going to be great. Yeah, I picked up Sean Tucker instead of him, but I think at least for this week, Michael Carter's a good pickup if you need a running back. On defense, I still like Siegel. I know you're like, fucking Siegel ain't shit.
How did he do last week?
8.5.
Okay, that was all 3 weeks before combined. So
no,
I mean, he
7.5,
went
3.5, 4.5. He's tackling a lot. He's in a lot. He's the strong safety for the fucking 49ers. He is going to make plays. He needs to be picked up. He needs to play safety for somebody. It won't be me this week. Unless somebody gives me a move, I'll pick him up. I don't give a shit. I'll play him instead of
Chase. He's handing him out for free, apparently.
That is true. But I'm going to give you somebody, and this is a deep cut.
So it means it's terrible.
DeMarvion Overshown.
Overshown? I know Overshown. Is he coming back from injury?
Yeah, he'll be back he says he'll be back by Thanksgiving, but this is one of those guys.
By Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah, you think that's funny? He's going to be the best defensive player on the Cowboys.
You should stash him now.
Yes.
You should stash him. He should be back by Christmas Day, and when he does, I'll tell you what, Tarnation is coming with him.
You should stash him. He's that good. Overshown is very good. I guarantee he's not I'm not the only person with him on their watch list. Overshown has been one of the best players besides Micah Parsons on this Cowboys defense over the last few years. And yes, he had an injury that cost him the preseason and obviously into the season. But when he comes back, he's a force to be reckoned with. And I really honestly think that that's going to be, God forbid, he gets DL, recognition there because, designation, because he's going to be a really, really good player. The Yahoo projections have him coming back in week 6. That would be next week. He says he's going to beat the timeline in Thanksgiving, and I know we're in October, but it costs you a move and an IR spot if you have one.
I value my IR spots. I feel like every other week, especially as we go further on, you're going to have somebody that you really can't afford to drop that needs to go into your IR for a little bit, even if it's for a couple of weeks. So I just, it doesn't sound worth it. Not for that long. I would wait if we're really thinking about it. I think it's a long time to have a defender on your team.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Hey, breaking news. Brock Purdy's turf toe suffered a setback in week 4, and he could miss additional games after this. So we're going to be seeing some Mac Jones. We're going to be seeing some Mac Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which speaks more to my situation with Hedman. But go ahead. You got some free agents?
Yeah. Wide receiver. I've been looking at Parker Washington for Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. I think he's been very, very consistent. They're playing a lot better than most people expect or even know of right now because nobody watches Jacksonville play football. And on defense, I really like Demetrius Knight Jr., Cincinnati linebacker.
Yep.
Guys, been pretty consistent this year and can get into those double-digit points. I feel like Cincinnati Bengals defense is on the field a lot because their offense can't get a first down. So pretty good options right now. Let me go yell at my dog real quick.
Sure.
Quiet down real.
Well, that was annoying.
And we're back.
Yeah. Well, the meeting just kept on going. Well, that's good. So I don't know if I'll even have to edit it out. Were you doing like a comedy special while I was gone or no? Stand up?
I thought about it for a second and then I was like, oh, maybe he'll just edit it out.
Yeah. Nah.
Sorry.
I'm keeping this in. I'm keeping it in. Nah.
I was finishing up a little bit of work there. So I had a window open. I was like, I should probably finish that before oh no. He did it again. I guess he's really expecting me to do a stand-up special then. Oh, man, the only thing I can think about is how terrible his team is. Can't say that to his face, though. It's tough. Uh-oh, a lot of internet issues over there. He does have Takis, which, if you know Takis.
Yes. Hey, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, it's like going in and out. I hate it.
Yeah, it's Takis.
It's not supposed to.
It never goes out. He's got 56K dial-up over there. For all you youngins that don't know what that is, it's that's what it is. So
it's fiber, damn it.
Yeah, right. They tricked your ass.
Well.
Oh man.
This is really bad Parker Washington.
Man.
It's good. Hey, come on, we've done this program many times. This, our podcast many times, and this internet has never gone out like this. So anyway, I think we're good. And Parker Washington was on my list, and I took him off. I think because he stopped returning kicks. They had
he's still returning
kicks.
He's still
look, week 4. I think they had somebody else returning kicks for him. Oh no, they did. He returned a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, he didn't do anything else, but he returned a punt for a touchdown.
Okay. I feel like that's right up your alley for your team. So
it is. It's something I definitely look for. All right, let's get into some of these matchups here.
Wait, are you ready?
Are you ready for week 5? All right. Let's start with Fupa Slayer versus Last Man Standing. Let's finally get to it. People are waiting for this. What do you got?
This was a tough one. I really wasn't 100% sure which way to go with this because Fupa's got Dak Prescott at the Jets and Trevor Lawrence versus Kansas City, which I like Dak's matchup. I'm not a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence's. Whereas Last Man Standing has Josh Allen versus New England, and now Mac Jones tonight versus the Rams, which I really don't like Mac Jones versus the Rams tonight, with zero weapons and how much they know each other. Rams defense is playing really well right now. I don't think that's going to be good. Josh Allen would really have to show out versus New England on Sunday night. And I expect New England to play Josh Allen very tough this weekend. So I kind of give Fupa Slayer the edge there. I think both of his quarterbacks will average out better. Keenan Allen and Deebo Samuel for Fupa. He doesn't have a third wideout, or you're just not going to start a third guy?
Yeah, he
has two guys on
does this shit all the way until the.
I mean, it worked for him last year. We talked shit about it all year, and it fucking worked.
Yeah. Different story. He had Lamar. You can get away with that.
That's true. But Dak Prescott's been playing really well this year. Last man standing's got Jalen Waddle, Khalil Shakir, and T. Higgins. Great wide receiver lineup there, especially Jalen Waddle being promoted to wide receiver 1. Khalil Shakir is at clear number 1 in Buffalo, and T. Higgins has been still playing pretty decently, even with Jake Browning. But Jahmyr Gibbs and Quinton Judkins for Fupa Slayer versus Derrick Henry and Ramondre Stevenson is, I think, another place that Fupa Slayer wins. I think both of those running backs are going to probably double last man standing's points. Then even Sam Laporta over Dalton Kincaid, I like that. I expect the Buffalo to have a tough time versus New England on Sunday, and that with a tripod there of Buffalo Bills and Fupa Slayer's better matchups, I feel like I like Fupa Slayer this week. I think it's going to be even. It's going to be close. I still think Fupa Slayer is going to win, though. Got a feeling.
No, I agree with you. So just from a DFS standpoint, daily fantasy sports, so I usually play the Thursday night slate, and you got to pick your top 6 players based on whatever, based on, your budget and whatnot. And I did not pick Mac Jones. Like, top 6 players, you have to pick players from both teams. I did not pick Mac Jones. Like, I don't think Mac Jones is going to – I don't like Mac Jones going forward. Now, he can get trash time points, and a 49ers quarterback's always going to get points. But Hedman's in trouble. He needs to do some work. Being a lottery pick, having Josh Allen on your team, trust me, I've seen this before. You go 1-4, you're in trouble. You're in trouble right now. You lost, Terry McLaurin. You've lost Purdy. You've got a few buys. Like, obviously, you have a second running back because you had Brian Robinson before the season. He's now a backup for the 49ers. You dropped him. You've got Ramondre as your running back too this week. Like, you've got a lot of work to do. A decent defense, that's fine. You can work on defense, but your offense is a mess, an absolute mess. T. Higgins is not playing even wide receiver 3 worthy. So on the other side, I love the matchups. Jahmyr Gibbs against Cincinnati. He's going to rack up points there. Quinton Judkins overseas. That's going to be points. His team is mostly together. Dak against the Jets. You've got the hammer and Trevor Lawrence, no matter if you like Trevor Lawrence or not, and the kicker, and a pretty decent defense. He's eaten a few buys, and again, he's going to pick up another defensive player, and he's going to pick up a wide receiver, so he can fill this lineup fully and avoid being 1-4. 1-4 is a tough spot. It's a really tough spot. Like, it ain't 0-5, but it's. We always say the goal is to get at least 7 wins. All right, that means you've got to go 6-2 the rest of the year. That's a lot to take in. Tall order. So I'm going to take Fupa Slayer in this one. And Hedman, wake up.
Yeah. So we're both on Fupa.
Both on Fupa. Next up, Eternal Touchdown versus Professor. What do you think here?
This was interesting one. This is an interesting one because I feel like you got to really start looking into how people are scoring right now, because Kyler Murray versus Tennessee and Jaden Daniels at the Chargers for Eternal Touchdown. Tennessee doesn't sound that scary for Kyler Murray, but he also just hasn't been playing that well. He's not getting into the 20 or 30-point range. Jane Daniels coming back off an injury and playing a Chargers defense that just got beat by Jackson Dart and probably looking to bounce back. I'm worried about Jaden Daniels just because the way he's been playing football lately, and that's kind of the reason I was willing to trade Jackson Dart early, was because I feel like they both are just, they're still in their Hercules mentality that they're invincible and that they can just try to run everybody over and that one extra yard is worth it and all these things instead of sliding. And it's like, until you wise up, and like in the Giants case, they're running power ISOs with their quarterback, which to me is not a smart idea, if you want them to last more than a few games. And so I don't like how Jane Daniels has been playing. I think Chargers defense is going to play him very tough. Professor's got Baker Mayfield. He's got a Q there, but he did practice today. He's at Seattle, which is a tough defense, and Cam Ward at Arizona. It might be a wash points wise, but I'm not a huge fan of eternal touchdowns quarterbacks this week. And then his wide receivers, Ladd McConkey, Xavier Worthy, and Luke McCaffrey. It's not great when the highest scoring point guy there is Luke McCaffrey on average, because I don't think that's dependable. Again, at the Chargers. So you've got two eggs in a bad basket there. Ladd McConkey is looking a lot more like who was the wide receiver in Seattle forever that's at Tennessee now?
Lickney. Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. He catches the ball and he just lays down. He's like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!" Yeah, blow the whistle. And it's just like, dude, like that's so pathetic. Like, you're supposed to be a football player. Get the fuck off the field if you can't be tackled. I'm sorry, but get the fuck out of the stadium. And was Professor's got Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman Jr. all have very high ceilings. All have been playing pretty well, other than Jamar Chase, but it's not really his fault, and he could go off at any moment. Probably not against Detroit, but I expect Professor to beat him there. And then total touchdowns got Bucky Irving and Jordan Mason. I'm really worried about that foot. When a team like the Buccaneers, a la the Commanders or Redskins of old, hide injuries, that's really bad. That's really bad when they start hiding injuries, because it usually means it's worse than they're letting on, and they don't want to let the other team know for a little bit for some reason, or for some reason, I don't know. There's no great reason to hide it, but they do, and it's usually a bad thing. Whereas Professor's got J.K. Dobbins, Alvin Kamara at Philly versus Giants. I think both are good matchups and have much higher ceilings. I'm liking everything Professor's way so far. Some position battles more than others, but still, Maternal Touchdown hasn't won on any of these, so I'm taking Professor.
So a few things here. First, Bucky Irving's not going to play.
Is he done?
No, he didn't practice on Thursday. Anytime somebody says you're in a boot and you're on crutches,
it's not a good sign.
Yeah, like, I don't understand how you could be in a boot and on crutches and then be like, "I'm playing." Good
Sunday. To go, coach. Put me in.
Yeah, that's not happening. And really, honestly, if I was Clay, I really want more clarity, because Bucky Irving's his best positional player. Like, it may be the best player on his team, like value-wise, right?
Chris Rodriguez Jr. or Rashard Smith
exactly.
Instead.
So, and those aren't necessarily like terrible. First of all, if he plays Chris Rodriguez, he's got Washington tripod
against the Chargers. That's not,
and not
good.
Even like the top receiver or running back in that position. So he's like got the like.
And the quarterback might go out
tripod.
by half game because he tried to get a first down on his own 20 by rushing through two linebackers.
He's got like the understudy tripod. It's like weird, but anyway. So that's something you got to take. If you're looking just purely at projections, you got to take it down a notch. Another thing is, let's put Cam Ward under the microscope, right? So I watched him play last week.
Yeah.
In Houston, in person. And one thing he does really well is with his legs. He moves outside the pocket. He can make plays if the pocket collapses with his feet. And that's something he probably needs to do more. And the play caller needs to understand that that's something that they need to depend on. What he does very bad is throw the
Everything
ball.
else.
Well, he is throw the ball. I mean, partly because his receivers aren't getting open, partly because he's been playing fucking the best defenses or pass defenses in the NFL. He played Denver, who's best against the quarterback. He played the Rams, who's 27th. He played Indy, who, whatever. He scored 11 points, or one of his only touchdowns of the year. And then he played Houston, who's second best. He's played two of the top two defense against pass. And so now he's going to kind of a mid defense in a dome. I like Cam Ward to meet his projection this week. I don't like him to score 3 touchdowns or blow up, but I like him to meet his projection. Coz's team is not terrible. I like what J.K. Dobbins is doing. With Kamara playing in there for Josh Jacobs, you don't mind that at all. Jake Ferguson against the Jets, that's good. Devontae Adams leads the Rams in end zone targets. You'd think it'd be Puka, who's one of the best players. No, Puka catches the ball and runs the end zone or catches the ball a million times a game. Devontae Adams leads the red zone targets. So when they get in the red zone, Devontae Adams, as much as I've been shitting on him, they're looking his way, right? So you could see some points out of him tonight. And Jamar Chase, you just don't know. I know he's been shit, but you just don't know when he's going to come out and score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I know we hate Browning, but you just don't know. On defense, I like Coz's defense. I don't think it's that much better than Clay's. I think that's kind of a wash both ways. But I think what we're looking at on Clay's team is not the final product. And what we're looking at on Coz's team is. And so I like Coz to win here. And I think it might be a little bit closer than we think, but I like Coz. So I'm going to pick Professor as well.
Both on Professor.
Both on Professor. How about Disco Lemonade versus Notorious? He made a big trade yesterday.
Oh, Disco did.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. I thought I liked that trade for him actually. But Yahoo really hates his team.
Oh,
his projections are just terrible. I kept looking for who is he? Is he not starting 2 quarterbacks or something? Or what's going on here? He's one defender on by. It's just Yahoo, just not a fan of his team at all. And I kind of get it.
I think his defense is just so underground. It's just he plays. He's got an indie defense. People just don't get it. Do you get it? Do you get it? They don't get it.
Yeah, but no, I think Yahoo gets it, because if you look at most of their actual point scorings, that's pretty accurate for what they're projecting there. Other than one player, everybody other than Tyke Smith, who's questionable, the rest of them score 2 or 3 points on average. It's not good. It's not good. I think I would have dropped all of them by now. Honestly, or try to trade them, get rid of them some way. But Bo Nix at Philadelphia and Carson Wentz at Cleveland, both bad matchups. Bo Nix played great last week versus Cincinnati, but you don't get to play Cincinnati every week. And now Philadelphia is coming in. I think he'll do well, but I think Carson Wentz could very well go negative versus Cleveland, so it's not going to be good. Whereas Jalen Hurts on the other side is playing Denver's defense, which is really tough, but he's just been fucking pushing his way to tons of points this year, so no, I don't think it really matters. And Notorious has Dylan Gabriel versus Minnesota, which I don't know. It's a toss up. Could be anything. We don't know until we know. I think if anything, he'll probably have some growing pains, but will still end up going positive somewhat. I expect Notorious to come out on top there a little bit. Disco's got Jordan Addison, Chris Godwin, and Wandale Robinson for as wideouts at Cleveland, at Seattle, and at New Orleans. The only good matchup is at New Orleans. Versus Notorious is Jackson Smith and Jibba, and Jameson Williams and Jerry Jeudy. Jameson Williams is pretty bad, and so is Jerry Jeudy. That's a tough one. I'm going to give it to Notorious on that one, just because of Jackson Smith and Jibba. The other two just need to show up somewhat. Disco Lemonade's got Tony Pollard and Woody Marks as his running backs. Not loving it. Not great. versus Christian McCaffrey and James Cook, which might be one of the best running back duos in our league. So I think Notorious is edging him out here on a lot of things. And then, of course, the defense, I think, also blows him out of the water. So, yeah, I'm taking Notorious here.
One of the things I think, like if I'm the coach of the Browns, one of the things I don't want to do is take my rookie quarterback. I mean, they got multiple rookie quarterbacks, so it's like whatever, but take my rookie quarterback and throw him into the fire internationally against Minnesota's defense.
It's what he's doing.
It's what he's doing, and I think that's just a really rough start. And I know. I agree. My expectations for Dylan Gabriel, I know he's only gotten 4 pass attempts in the NFL thus far, and he's thrown a touchdown.
Well, apparently, isn't he a doctor? He went to fucking college for 6 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's ridiculous.
And he's got legs, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this offense just explodes under him. I got rid of Judy because I'm not feeling it 100%. But that matchup is not fun at all, and he's stacking jacking it. Hurts against Denver, who is, I know Jalen Hurts is a different kind of quarterback. I know I've said he's a running back in the past, and Danny's gotten upset for me saying that. They give up the least.
It's not a bad thing. He gets every rushing touchdown.
Yeah, but I mean, he gives up the least amount of points, or Denver gives up the least amount of points to quarterbacks.
He's not a traditional quarterback, though.
I get it. I'm just saying, it's not a great matchup, no matter how you stack it, right? Denver's tough, and so Christian McCaffrey tonight. Like, if you're the Rams defense, first of all, the Rams defense gives up the fewest amount of points to running backs. And if you're the Rams defense tonight, what's the game plan?
Stop Christian McCaffrey.
Stop Christian McCaffrey at all costs. You might just double spy him. I don't know how he overcomes those matchups. I don't think his team is worse than Neil's. But I think the projections hate Neil's team. Carson Schlesinger is beating the projection 3 out of 4 games, right? Teddy Buchanan is taking over for Roquan Smith in the middle.
To be fair, his projection is 4 points, so I hope he beats his projection. And it wasn't by much most weeks, though.
But it's too low, clearly. Jack Sanborn's beaten his projection 3 out of 4 games. Yahoo just hates these guys for whatever reason. I like some of the guys on his defense. I think they're great. So Woody Marks is too low. Woody Marks is starting running back for the Texans. He's facing the worst defense against the run in the NFL. Like, these matchups alone are favoring Neil. Neil's team isn't like that bad where it's like, okay, no matter who he's facing, he can't overcome this. Jordan Addison, yeah, we haven't seen much out of him. Chris Godwin got 10 targets last week. He only caught a couple of them, but he got 10 targets last week. Obviously, Baker's looking his way. I'm going to take Neil this week. I think Neil has the team, the matchup, the swagger to come out and win this one and put them both at 2 and 3. So I'm taking Disco Lemonade. How about, it's going to be a tough one, Benjamin Harrison versus Unicycle Polar Bears.
Yeah, real tough one here. He looks like Unicycle Polar Bears is punting on this week due to the fact that he has both quarterbacks on bye, including his tight end. And, obviously it would be a lot to make moves to try to fill those. But he's rolling with that. And, I mean, as long as Benjamin Harrison doesn't, really lay an egg on this one, he should take this easily. I mean, Tua at Carolina, CJ Stroud versus Baltimore at Baltimore, just one of the worst defenses. Right there should really get him a huge head start. On top of that, he's got A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs, and Alec Ayomaner versus Amon-Ra St. Brown, Keon Coleman, and Alec Pierce, which other than Amon-Ra St. Brown, I mean, the other two are droppable. And so I still think Benjamin Harrison stays edges him out on wide receivers. And then a running back, Marion Hampton's been playing really well, and he's got Amari DeMarcado, which you said apparently isn't even the starter right now. So not great there. Whereas Unicycle Polar Bears is Kyron Williams and Kenneth Walker, the third, which have both been playing well. I mean, Unicycle, you never know. You said Unicycle Polar Bears could pull this out with some sort of miracle. I just feel like even Hunter Henry could score a lot for a tight end position for Benjamin Harrison versus Kyle Pitts being on a bye. I expect Benjamin Harrison to not have a problem here and win this.
I think if there's somebody that's going to win a bullshit matchup,
this would be
it's gonna be Cameron.
Like Amon-Ra St. Brown scores 50 points versus Cincinnati.
Yeah,
something
Kyron
stupid.
gets 3 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah.
He decides to go get a tight end.
I mean, it could happen. I could see it.
He trades for a quarterback. Like, if Kyron Williams, hypothetical, if Kyron Williams comes out and scores 3 touchdowns, 20-something points, doesn't that put it on Cameron to go trade for a quarterback? If there's one available,
he wouldn't, because I don't see it happening.
I guess buys have started, so it's not that easy. But
a lot of people that have 3 quarterbacks, either one of them is on bye, so there's a lot of issues.
But I mean, wouldn't you move? I mean, you're 2-2, right? I mean, it is nice. So what I like about this is it is nice to get both your quarterback buys out of the way, right?
Yeah, it is.
You lose,
but I mean, he's basically a loss, though. It's basically taking a loss for it.
But can you mitigate that by going to get just running one quarterback? Like Kyron scores a bunch of points, Nate Landman pick 6 or some shit. I don't know. But do you?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't bank on the pick 6. All right, I need the pick 6.
No, I'm just saying.
Week.
if Kyron scores 8 points, right, and Landman scores 5, he's at 13 points out of his running back defense. It's like, okay, see you next week. But I'm just saying, if one of these guys scores an extravagant amount of points, I think you go and you make an effort to try and steal something.
I think you would. I don't think he would. And I don't think it's that he doesn't look at it as not making an effort. I just think he would think then, well, these guys played well, everybody else play well, and we'll win. You know.
I mean, it's.
I would replace I would pick up a tight end or something, you know. But
exactly.
I wouldn't make a huge trade for a quarterback just to try to fill in, though. I would pick up a tight end for sure.
I mean, you're looking at projections, right? And it's 35, 37. Like, I just picked Neil, who's down by 30. I don't know. I think
so. Do you take a Unicycle Pulver?
No. Not at the current state. I'm not betting on him doing that. I'm just saying, would you? But like I said, I do like Amon-Ra against Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
I don't understand the Alec Pierce pickup. It's not like he's been on fire. You know, I don't know what you're thinking about getting out of that.
I would have picked up Adonai Mitchell over Alec Pierce, because if he doesn't drop that ball, he has a really good day this past weekend.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think there are moves to be made. I mean, Calvin Ridley's not practicing, so probably Alec is on the other side. Alec for Max, so yeah, and he's probably going to play, so that's not a good thing, And I don't really like Max's matchups. I don't like Tua going forward without Tyreek that much. I think Max's team took a big hit with losing Tyreek Hill, playing DeMarcado. It's not like Max's team looks fantastic, and we're looking at a Bijan buy. So
saying you suck, Max.
That's a plus. I'm just saying that, like, this is a gift for Max. If he can't pull this off,
I wish I had a matchup like this.
If Max can't pull this off, it is a devastating blow to his season. Like,
the morale on his team is going to be an all-time low if he loses this game.
I mean, he's got a good matchup with C.J. Stroud. Like, he's got most of his players playing. He can eat Bijan's bye and go forward. It would be, and it does have Jake Browning, who's one of the extra quarterbacks. So, like, if Cameron did want to go get a quarterback, he couldn't get one from Max. But I don't know. I'm going to pick Benjamin Harrison, but if Max, if you lose this, oh boy, you're in trouble. How about Camacho versus Rumham? What do you think? This is close. Game of the week.
Yeah. This is a really tough one. I mean, projections are basically have them as a tie or somebody winning by 0.4 here essentially, and that very well could be what it comes down to. Camacho's got Justin Fields versus Dallas, a great matchup, and Spencer Rattler versus the Giants. Jesus Christ, someone's still starting Spencer Rattler and they're 4-0. That's ridiculous. And versus Rumham's Geno Smith at Indianapolis and Bryce Young versus Miami. This is tough. I expect that to be a wash, about even, really. Camacho's got Zay Flowers, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, who, other than Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers have been playing very well. But Rumham's got George Pickens, Brian Thomas Jr., and Tetra McMillan, who George Pickens has been playing really well, but Brian Thomas and Tetra McMillan they're so droppable to me. Devon, and then so I give Camacho the edge right there on wide receivers. Then Camacho's got Devon A-Chain, Jonathan Taylor, who are fantastic running backs. Another great running back duo here. Versus Breece Hall and David Montgomery, who Breece Hall, I guess with Braylon Allen being out, will probably get a few more carries. David Montgomery's at Cincinnati, so they're probably going to be up early, and he'll be running a lot. Oh, man, this is tough. I like Trey McBride over Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is great, but he's not the target hog he was last year because they have a new quarterback this year with Geno, and he's not a tight end guy. And so I think that Camacho edges out Rumham here, even though Rumham has a great defense, as we always say. One of his best defenders is on bye this week in TJ Watt, so it might not be as hot as he needs it to be this week. And I think that Camacho edges out Rumham for the win.
Well, Bowers didn't practice today. He's probably not going to play.
Ruh-roh.
And so he's got Mark Andrews, which is fine. But that hurts Geno as well, right? And so he's got Geno up there. Yeah. Let me say this about Chase's team. His team is faker than your ha-has in chat. All right.
Well, you don't like my ha-has in my chat?
No, this is the fakest team in our league. However,
look who's talking.
They're gonna be buoyed by Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson playing the easiest defense at their respective positions, both wide receiver and quarterback. So you're like looking at it going, okay, well, that 1 week against Russell Wilson, he threw for a bunch of points, like he scored like they did it again against the Packers last week. Romeo Dobbs scored 3 touchdowns on him.
Yeah.
Like the number one receiver.
They almost saved Russell Wilson's job. That's how bad they are.
Russell, like Garrett Wilson's going to eat. Justin Fields is going to tear them a new one.
Yeah.
Like Spencer Rattler could have a seizure on the field, and he could win this game. Like it's a really tough spot for Trevor, because what we said about Trevor's team last week was that his team was basically unpickable, right?
It's not
so
unpickable. It's just he's going up against tough matchups, and
there's nothing
Geno
on
Smith
the
and
team
Bryce
that
Young
jumps out
isn't
at you.
sexy. Yeah, nothing jumps out. Geno Smith and Bryce Young aren't sexy to me. They're consistent, a consistent 12 to 15 points a week, I guess. George Pickens has got a nice hype train with CD Lamb out right now. I can't stand Brian Thomas Jr. or Tetra McMillan. They make me want to throw up. I like his running backs, but not enough to save him. It's just he's good at some positions, not great at others. He's not great at any position other than defense, which can, I guess, help get him to 3-1.
He's trying to put together, and he might have successfully done it, the best defense that the Gridiron's ever seen. Because we've had DLs only for now, this is our second year. And when you're running Myles Garrett and TJ Watt at DL, and you've got 3 of like the top 10 Ds and DBs and Derwin James, Julian Love, and Jalen Thompson, like he's putting it together like the best D in the league. The offense, like I said, they're a bunch of like kind of good guys that can score some points. Nobody's going to carry this team. Like, it's not a bad team. I think this is a better team than Chase's team. And again, I don't think Chase's team's like a last place team. I just don't think he's a 4-0 team. I think he keeps getting the luck of the draw. Justin Fields against Garrett Wilson against Dallas. Trevor gave it to him. It's Trevor's fault.
That meme from Breaking Bad. How does he keep getting away with this?
Yeah. How does he keep getting away? And I don't think it's bad. Like I said, Devon Achane and Jonathan Taylor are great running back combos. That jumps out at you.
Mm-hmm.
Trey McBride's a great tight end, a target hog.
Yeah.
That jumps out at you, right?
Yeah.
I don't think on a normal week, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, and Chris Olave are particularly a good trio. I don't think it's
Zay
QB2.
Flowers lost a lot of juice with Lamar being hurt for sure.
True. And I don't think that Spencer Rattler is in it for the long haul, I gave him the backup, but nor do I think that's a good situation for a QB2. I don't think his defense is that great overall. So, yeah,
Tell me how you really feel.
Well, I think it's a fake 4-0 team, but I think it's going to be a fake 5-0 team.
You suck, but you're gonna win this week.
This is one of these teams.
Loser.
This is one of these teams.
Loser.
Yeah, you fucking suck, 5-0 asshole. No, but
okay. Hey, I didn't say it, Camacho. I'm translating here.
This is one of those teams that we get to week,
we're both on
13.
Camacho, but we hate your team.
Yeah, but fuck off. We get to week 13 or 14, and we go, please let me get 8th so I can face this team in the playoffs. Please, Lord, let me get 8th
so
I can roll
face
this team.
Either Camacho or Trevor.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know about Trevor. Like, you don't want to face, like, the defense is like a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
When you're running the best at some of these positions, the best Ds and the best ELs, like, they're scoring 10+ points a game.
Yeah.
On average.
Yeah.
On Monday night, if all he has is TJ Watt left, you're shitting your pants. Right? You're down by 15. You're like, fuck. Right?
TJ
Myles
really
Garrett,
turned
same
it on
way.
the past few weeks. It's crazy.
Exactly. So, like, defense is a legitimate thing for this team. Like, Chase's team has some stars, and it's like good, but it's just, I think any other week where the Jets aren't playing Dallas, Trevor wins this game.
That's huge.
But I got to pick Chase in this one. Next matchup. Breadbasket, Maestro. What do you got?
This is a tough one. I think this one's going to be closer than the projections are showing. Breadbasket's got Patrick Mahomes at Jacksonville and Justin Herbert versus Washington. I expect both of them to play well. Maestro's got Jared Goff at Cincinnati and Matthew Stafford versus San Francisco, though. Kind of expect Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford to edge them out just because I expect San Francisco's offense to not be able to get a first down, and so Stafford will have lots of opportunities to score tonight. And Jared Goff, you know the Lions, they're not going to be up by 20, be 21-0 and be like, okay, let's rest the starters. No, they want a 50 burger, which is amazing for fucking fantasy. And so like he could go crazy this week versus Cincinnati. So I think Maestro edges him out there, but Breadbasket's quarterbacks obviously will put up plenty of points. Then he's got number one wide receiver in the league in Puka Nacua. He's got Marvin Harrison Jr. Coming on and Marvin Mims Jr., who's been playing very well. Maestro's got Justin Jefferson versus Cleveland, Quentin Johnson versus Washington, and Cooper Kupp. Biggest thing there really is if Quentin Johnson can steal a lot of Justin Herbert's points from Breadbasket, that could really even out the wide receiver game there, because Breadbasket's winning on points on talent alone, but Maestro could steal a lot of points with Quentin Johnson to even that out. And then the big problem here is Breadbasket's starting Nick Chubb and Chuba Hubbard at running back. That might be one of the worst running back duos in the league right now versus Maestro's Javonte Williams and Isaiah Pacheco. I think Maestro's going to win there easily for running back. And then Goddard, he's got a little Q. You going to play Goddard? You playing football this week? You going to collect a paycheck?
He's limited. He's probably playing.
Limited? Yeah, fucker scored 2 touchdowns against me last week, but now all of a sudden he's a pussy. Versus, so he's got Goddard, who's really good, and Travis Kelce on the other side, who really hasn't been playing that well. And honestly, if you watch Travis Kelce play, he's jogging a lot of his routes. They said he came in looking all in shape and everything. He looks, if you watch him play, he looks like he's a fucking old man. I like Maestro in this. I really like Breadbasket's team, but I have a feeling Maestro is going to win this this week. A lot of it coming off of Jared Goff probably putting up a 40 or 50 burger.
One of the things that worries me is the running backs for Breadbasket. Like, he doesn't have any.
No.
Like,
it's bad.
Chuba Hubbard's not going to play.
Is he not even playing?
He did not practice. He's not in practice. I know he's.
You don't practice Thursday. That's big.
I mean, it's not good, right? As a running back, you get away with that as like a quarterback or a kicker, but as a running back now, you got to get those reps in. And Nick Chubb obviously has lost his job. Not that when he was the starter, he was that great. So he's got an open spot on his team, and no running backs to back him up.
Does he have two
Swift on by?
Oh, no, he has one extra bench spot. Okay, yeah.
And no backup to back him up. So, like, I like the rest of his team. Obviously, Mahomes is a hammer, and Kelce as that stack and jack on Monday night. That's always great. On the other side, Jared Goff playing outside is never good. Jared Goff playing in the dome is money. Jared Goff playing outside, even against Cincinnati, is not great. I don't think Stafford has to throw a bunch tonight, and even if he does, I think San Francisco's defense is completely healthy and pretty, on point. But I do like Justin Jefferson this week overseas. I think him and Wentz showed that they have a connection, scoring 17 points, 10 catches, and 11 targets last week. This is closer than the projection say. This is 20 points, right? I'm going to pick Breadbasket because I really think he's going to be forced to make changes. I know he's one of these statues we talk about, like Hedman. But I got to catch up, right? We're getting to the point in the season where I'm 4 behind. I got to catch up. You pick Maestro. This team is not a bad bet if he can make some changes.
It's not. He could definitely win. You could easily, Puka Nacua could go off. Mahomes and Herbert could go off.
Right. Fix some running back problems. Go out and get another one somehow. Make some trades, do something. But yeah, I like his defensive tackles better than Jalen Redmond and Jeffrey Simmons. So I'm going to pick Breadbasket this week.
All righty, I like it.
Last matchup, maybe we know these guys. Go ahead.
Somewhat familiar. No, tell me why I'm going to lose this week.
Fine, I'll go first. Drake May. I've always talked about Drake May in this house. We're Drake May lovers. I always talk about Drake May being a mini Josh Allen. Well, guess what? He's about to go see the real Josh Allen in Buffalo. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think he beats that 17.18 projection. I like Drake May this week a lot. Daniel Jones finally gets to go back home into the dome, like his projection. Nico Collins is healthy. Thank you. Turpin probably might not play, won't play. I got to figure that out. That's an open spot, so I don't know. But
put in Dortch.
Dortch, I don't know what's going on. Who has a hurt collarbone? Like, it's a bone.
You could have a bone bruise there. It didn't quite
break.
It's like really fragile.
Yeah,
so if you play football, it will break.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I know. It's not good. It's such a weak bone that normally it just fucking breaks.
Exactly. So I'm like, what's wrong with your collarbone, buddy? Do I have to pick up somebody else? That's why I've been kind of poking around, seeing
if you go pick up Parker Washington, I'm gonna be so pissed.
I'm not gonna pick up Parker. Listen, I've looked at Brian Thomas and Parker Washington and other I have Travis Hunter on my team. I need him to catch the fucking ball before anybody else, any other receivers for the other team. So anyway, I got Sean Tucker. The reason I picked up Sean Tucker, the reason I like Sean Tucker is because he's a primary kick returner. Hopefully he gets those kick return yards and they keep him in that position and then can get in on 1 every 3 drives. Hit 10 points. Totally happy with Sean Tucker. And Sean Tucker showed in the past that he can break off big ones. He's got the speed. He's got the explosion. So, yeah, I like him. Zach Ertz, thank you for coming back, Jaden Daniels, because Mariota does not. Well, Jaden Daniels. Oh, Jaden Daniels
coming back. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Mariota does not like Zach Ertz, so he did not throw to him.
Every time he looks at Ertz, he just runs the ball himself instead. He's like, Ertz is open. I'm going to run it.
Yeah. Do. So, anyway, I got D Winters tonight. That boy's going to tear up the Rams. He's going to be all over the place. He plays 100% of the snaps, so love that. Travis Hunter, please, Lord, please meet your projection for the first time this year. At least he's consistent, right? So 6.8, 7.2, 7.6, 7.2. I know what I'm going to get, and I guess I'll take it. But I'm just waiting. Please, come on, somebody. But yeah, no, I like my players. I got a lot of hurt players that I'm trying to rehab for the weeks after. You got a lot of buys. Listen, Cooper Rush against Houston. Good luck, buddy. Houston's been playing great D. Cooper Rush did not show us anything last week against Kansas City, so that's a rough spot for you. Because if Lamar was playing, this would be a much more even matchup. You got Darius Slayton in there, who I know he's got a good matchup, but what are we going to get out of Dart? I don't know. You didn't see a lot of Malik Neighbors, and you didn't see a lot of passes last week. You like Dart's ground game or ability to escape the pocket, but we don't know how his passing chops stack up. Saquon Barkley against Denver, couldn't ask for much more for that matchup. You're playing AJ Barner because you got to buy at tight end with Tucker Kraft. Thank you. AJ Barner he's had some good weeks, but hasn't been targeted more than 3 times in any game so far this year. You got 2 defensive guys going tonight. I hope the San Francisco can definitely give up points to some of these guys. So that's something that I'll definitely watch out for. I just don't think you got enough. I think you're missing Lamar. I think you're missing your tight end, who Kraft's having a great year. Obviously, Rome Odunze, who you traded for and then has a bye for my week. You traded for, traded away, traded back, and has a bye for my week. Thank you, Lord.
You convinced me to get him back. Yeah, honestly, in our podcast,
it's all part of the plan.
He's so good. He's so good.
All part of the plan.
I want him back.
and not to mention the Boz, right? Boz is a good weapon for you at kicker. And
honestly, he hasn't been as good this year because fucking Aaron Rodgers is too efficient in the red zone. I'm so used to the Steelers offense stalling out in the red zone, getting a field goal like guaranteed, and now he's like touchdown. I'm like, thank you, but like, come on, Boz, get out there.
Come on, Boz. Yeah. Well, anyway, I just think it's just too much for my team. So yeah, I'm gonna pick me.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Sure.
Pull up the matchup and put your hand over your quarterbacks. Just cover your quarterbacks. Look at the teams. I'm gonna win. All right.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Look at your team.
I just mentioned AJ Barner.
Dog shit. If Daniel Jones and Drake May don't keep playing at their absolute highest ceilings that they've been breaking their glass ceilings all season for you, and if they don't both keep doing that on a consistent basis, cover them up and look at your team. It's when the old trick people used to light the dog shit on fire and leave it on someone's doorstep. That's going to be you one of these weeks, and I'm hoping it's this week. Might not be, but I'm really hoping it's this week.
So you're just saying that your team is better than mine if we're just not.
I shouldn't need Lamar Jackson to beat you. Cooper Rush just needs to not go negative. Sam Darnold needs to keep doing what he's doing. Cortland Sutton, D'Amico Ibuka, and should be Rome Odunze, but Darius Slayton this week have been one of the best wide receiver trios in the league. Saquon Barkley is still playing under his pedigree and won't be for long. Cam Scatterbo has one of the best running percentages for any running back in the league. AJ Barner, he doesn't need a ton of targets. He just needs to get that one in the end zone, which he's done most weeks. He just needs to do it this week. Nick Folk versus Dallas should be kicking all day long. I like the stock, and I like it even without Lamar Jackson when he comes back. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be good for the Ravens, honestly, because they need to get their head out of their ass and run the ball more and get back to what they actually do, and then let Lamar do crazy things when everybody else is worried about the run game. He'll be out for a few weeks, but I think as long as I win one out of these next 2 games and go 4-2, I'll be fine.
So
I'm taking myself. I'm picking myself. I was going to pick you earlier this week, but then I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, unless your first 3 players, Drake May at Buffalo, Daniel Jones versus Las Vegas, and Nico Collins at Baltimore, if they don't all score over 15 to 25 points, it's a flaming bag of dog shit.
Well,
no offense.
I mean, I couldn't be happier with you picking that. I mean, obviously, I want you to pick yourself. I think you're at an extreme disadvantage, but hey,
that's
a lot of football left
baby.
to play. That's football. That's football. Let's see a defensive showdown tonight and see if D Winters can take down your 2 defensive guys. All right, that's it, guys. Let's get ready for Thursday Night Football. I think it just started. I appreciate you guys listening, and yeah, we'll be back next week, same time, same place. See ya.